Hello plant community, thanks for tuning into this channel. My name is Pam, and as you can see guys, I have some plants right here because I'm going to do some pot changes and up pots, and I just wanted to bring you guys along, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so yeah, this is actually a video, you guys, that was completely on the cuff, spare the moment. I was actually in my home. It's Saturday. I don't know when you'll see this video, but it's Saturday for me today. And I was kind of just doing some chores, and I knew I had like 5 plants here that I wanted to change the pot, or more or less change the pot. I'm not going to say necessarily do like an up pot or anything like that, but just change some pots. And since we are in the growing season now, figured it was a good opportunity for me to do so. This right here, you guys, I'm changing it out because this is, as you can see, in a self-watering pot. And this is Sansevieria Fernwood. This plant does not need to be in a self-watering pot, but I'm going to try to put a clip somewhere here along the screen so y'all can see where I had it hanging. And I kind of only put it in this pot because I wanted it to be hanging on the wall. I like the way that it looked, but it doesn't serve the plant any purpose for me to have it in this pot. I have this beautiful Syngonium here that deserves to be in a self-watering pot, so I'm going to just swap it out more or less, or whatever the case may be. So for the most part, the soil is pretty good, so I'm not really going to do anything as far as changing soil out. Or anything like that. This Fernwood was a big specimen that I had. I love it so much because I do believe it's a statement piece. I separated the plant, so I actually have part of the plant growing in here, and this one is growing actually inside my home. And I still want it to grow inside the home. It has very beautiful roots, and I'm going to actually pot this up. I'm putting it in a different planter. I think it will look good in here because the roots are shallow, and this is a shallow pot. This is just some leca balls that I don't need. Now, this is the tip, or something that I'm going to share. Now, traditionally, I would not put a drought-tolerant plant in what we would consider the glazed pot for the reason of it possibly declining. But if you've been watching me some time, you guys already know I love taking chances. And so what I'm going to do, which I've tried this before, kind of works in my favor. I'm just going to just take a little bit of the soil that it already grew in. And I have this already just aerated combination of planting amendments. It's charcoal in here, perlite, and orchid bark, which gives it a nice chunky mix. I actually just have a separate bin of this, so that way I can pretty much add it to my soil mix when needed. I have also some cocoa chips that's also in another container in my crawl space where I keep all my things. So I figure if I make this mix chunky, then I can go ahead and put this Sansevieria in this glazed pot, and it won't affect it watering wise because I don't water it that often anyway. And I took my little mesh circles that I brought from Amazon. I kind of cut it in 4s so I can stretch them out, because really I don't need to put this big piece inside. I just need enough for it to cover this beautiful drainage hole, and it fits nicely. And I'm just going to add some of that chunky mix down in the bottom here, and I'll add a little bit of soil as I go along, kind of like layer it a little bit, if that make any sense. And let me see, maybe it might be too high up, but anyway, you guys, who is excited about the growing season? I am super excited, you guys, because I'm expecting great things for my plants. Maybe the pressure will be on, but I really want to see some very good growth, particularly with maybe like some of my plants that may be struggling a bit. And I say definitely my Hoyas as well. And I'm going to bring you guys along because I actually do plan on bringing some of my plants back outside. Y'all came along last growing season when I actually did that. And some of my plants that was just pretty much like on the verge of like, man, I'm about to call it quits type of situation. Came back, did a comeback, and I'm so grateful for that. So I'm going to, my focus is my struggling plants, the ones that I really want to keep. Because y'all know, I've been buying a lot of plants lately. And I think I did that in preparation for me preparing myself to get rid of some of my plants. I was thinking the other day, and I wanted to share this thought with y'all. Y'all let me know. Let me take this out. Y'all let me know if y'all feel the same. Like if I'm looking back and I'm looking at my beautiful plant collection, although it is extremely beautiful, I often think to myself, if I could start my plant journey over again, would I still have all the plants that I have in my collection? And I honestly think that my answer to that would be no. And I guess it's like you live and you learn, right? I'm trying to more or less just try to figure it out, you know, this crazy, beautiful world we are living in, of how to grow plants, how to enjoy plants, plants that I really like, to try to stay away from the plants that is sought after, that everybody likes. I try to pick plants that speak to me directly. And sometimes, you know, you get plants that do speak to you, but then after a while, they stop talking to you, and you may fall in love with your plant, and then you can fall out of love with your plant. And I don't know what it is about that. You would think, okay, you love something, you love it forever, but you know, that's wishful thinking. That's not the kind of world we live in, but I digress. Now I'm pushing this down, you guys, a little bit, and I think it's gonna work out. I'm still gonna put it somewhere, probably in my living room somewhere. I've been putting some plants in my living room on the floor for spacing purposes, and also because I have a Sansi light in there and I wanted it to get optimum light. But what do y'all think? I think it looks good. It's kind of waddling, of course. I think it needs to, I'm gonna water it later, probably off cameras, and allow it to get settled. But something else I wanted to do with this plant, what was it? I think I was going to do a top dressing of it. And let's see if I can. And I brought these little decorative, little small pebble-like stones from Michael's. I think they're having a sale, you guys. Michael's can be kind of pricey, in my personal opinion, but yeah, some of the things I do love there. And I always, if I do shop there, honestly, you guys, I wait for those 50%, 60s, and 70% off sales that they do have a lot, and that kind of is very helpful. So I wanted to just put a little bit of these stones in here, just a top dressing, more of a decorative thing. I've just started getting into that. Like, is it needed? No. Because we start adding more stuff to our aesthetics, it can turn into a very fun hobby, into a pricey hobby. But, you know, of course, you always want to try to look for the best deals wherever you can. And more than likely, I may actually put this plant outside on my front porch when the weather permits. I'm like super excited, you guys. I'm actually going to be working on and of course, y'all will probably see the finished portion of it, but I want to create like a well, I guess we would call a living wall out here in my back. I just had an idea from when I was putting my some of my Hoyas out there, and I just really want to take advantage of the beautiful weather that's coming up and just see where my Hoyas and any of my struggling plants, what they can do. Okay. The stones aren't that fancy, but look, you guys, I think it gives it a nice little finished look. Let me see. What do y'all think? Do y'all do this? Any of y'all do some top dressings on your plants? Let me know. I just started doing it. Not with all my plants, just with some. And I think what I'm learning about it, like if you do the bigger stones, I guess that'll be used best if you're trying to retain moisture. But I'm using the small stones here because it's just, I don't know, I just think it won't retain the moisture, I believe. I really don't know, but I'm going to test the theory out. And I'll let y'all know if it's a downer or upper. But yeah, I think it gives it a finished look. And it gives me a little cacti desert vibe, which is something I noticed that I'm starting to really get into. And I also, let's see, how am I going to do this? I'll put this in here. I also am really getting into euphorbias, which is probably one of the reasons why I said if I could start my plant collection over. There's certain plants that I probably wouldn't have gotten a lot of. And I guess that's a downfall for me, but I'm learning a life lesson. You know, I'm going off of plants that speaks to me and also is aesthetically pleasing. At least I think that's how the majority of us buy plants, the plants that speak to us directly. This is, I don't know what variety of Sigonium this is, you guys, but I think this might be like a, I keep calling it a jet berry, but I don't know why, honestly, you guys. Yeah, I don't know why. But anyway, this one, I have it growing like on a stand in the dining room, but I noticed that because I have it like in a corner, I can forget all about this plant, and I don't want to. So, and I think it'll make my life easier if I just have it in this self-watering pot. Like I said, it's not root bound by any means, and I'm not even trying to change the soil on this thing, more or less just putting it in. Let's see. Yeah, perfect fit. Putting it in a self-watering pot. I'm still going to have it in the same location where y'all saw me have the fernwood at. It's in like a dark corner of my home, but because I have these Sansi bulbs like on a 3-prong light situation, is like one of the light beams is like shining directly on the wall. So Syngoniums don't really require a lot of light, thank goodness. But they do like staying moist but not wet. And so I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it like this. And I had some tape, I think, to try to hold it up a little bit because this thing is growing wild. But I do prefer it to look like this. Some Syngoniums, I like it when it takes a wild look, but not this one. And I think the reason why is because the leaves are so tiny. And I know that the leaves could possibly get sized up, but that's not what I'm really looking after for with this plant. For me and my plant collection, you guys, and y'all let me know if some of you feel the same way. It's not really all about the leaf size. For me, sometimes it's about the healthiness of the plant. And I don't need every plant in my collection to have big leaves. I have over 200 plants, you guys. What the heck would that look like in my home after a while? I think it would just almost like take over. And I don't like, I have this thing, I'm not a big fan of stuff looking cluttered. I think it had my anxiety built up a little bit. I don't know, I don't know, I was going to say I'm not a neat freak. I don't think I'm a neat freak, but my children make fun of me all the time as far as me and my habits with cleanliness a little bit. They joke with me and sidebar. They joke with me and call me some kind of like I'm a vacuum type of cleaner. They say I can spot dirt nobody sees, and they call me like a dirt master 3000 XL or some crazy stuff like that. I mean, I come from a joking household, you guys. We like to have fun, especially with the family dynamic here. And so we do a lot of joking with one another all the time. So it's kind of a little weird, but fun. I have these plants on the floor, so that's why y'all are. And I also had my soil container, one of them, up here on the side here. Okay, I see the heater thing came on, I think because the temperature dropped in here. I have some windows open in here because I really wanted to give an opportunity to air the place out because it's really nice outside. It's very cool. It's not time to take off your jackets, but we're almost there. I don't know if I'm gonna need this sole because, like I said, this sole is literally nothing wrong with it. It's fresh. When I put that fernwood in here, it was less than a year old, so I don't like getting rid of any sole that I don't have to, especially if the plant never had any type of pest issues or any diseases and things like that. In my Sansevieria never had that. So yeah, I'm just gonna have it in here and pot it up on my wall, and I think it'll look fine. Maybe I'll be able to put a clip in for you guys to see how it looks, but super excited with that. Now my next one is just my pothos. How do I have this here? I don't even know. Is my pothos. I've been having this pothos, and I need to spray this down. It's getting dusty. I kind of start this plant all over again, you guys. I had it wrapped around. I think I did a little propagations in here, and it's looking decent for what, for what it is. I just literally had it looking like this, but it's starting to look a little crazy like this. So I'm just gonna take it out and just put it in this pot and stop playing around with it. And I have this one was hanging from my what is it, macrame hanger, you guys, but it was starting to, the leaves and everything was starting to decline or take a dive. Some of the leaves was turning yellow, and I think it was because I was being very underwatering with this plant, and it took a little hit, so I had to take it from out of the macrame, do some amendments with it, and yeah. So as you can see, she's not really all that root bound. I mean, this is a good amount of roots, but I'm not going to size her up by any means. I put some fresh soil down at the bottom, and I just plopped her right in here. Let's see, push her down a bit. Remove some of the dead leaves. And I have, let's see, yeah, let me take that out. I have some hairpins pushing it down because I have this plant kind of wrapped around a little bit to give it that full look. And hopefully some of the roots will take. I do have some spacing like up in this area right here where I do have some cuttings, you guys. I'm propagating some cuttings of this. I actually have cuttings of my, what's the Snow Queen pothos that's hanging because it was hanging long. I snipped that. So yeah, I'm just gonna actually just give it a spray because y'all can't see it on camera. It's a beautiful plant. But I'm seeing that it is kind of dusty, so I will probably spray it down, and that'll be it. And put that in my living room and let it live its best life. My next one, which will be, let me put a little drainage hole. I have this little pot right here, and that's because I want to pot up this, I don't know what plant this is, you guys. It's a succulent. And, oh no. Woo. Almost knocked my jade plant over. Occupational hazard, you guys. Y'all have no idea. Did I drop a leaf? Damn it. I sure did. But that's okay. I put it in the soil. Okay, so this is a, I don't know what this is, you guys. I know it's a succulent, and I don't know. This isn't an echeveria, right? I really don't know what it is. You guys, I've had this plant for 2 years. And it's very top heavy. I can't sit this pot down without it tilting over. And I have to put it in something bigger because it's heavier or something. So, yeah. And I like how it's just growing out of the pot because I do have it blasted with light. You see these little crazy, I guess that's aerial roots that's growing out of it. So it's doing pretty good. I'm going to have to try to hold this. And I'm going to put some amendments down the bottom. I have my little screen. And I'm putting a lot of drainage at the bottom. Cover it with some soil. And let me see if I can, I don't know, you guys. I think I'm going to wind up losing some leaves in the process. But I've been putting it off too long. Oh, man. All right. Okay, so you can see right here. See them beautiful roots? Leaving it just like it is. I think I might need to add a little soil. If this wasn't so delicate and heavy at the same time, this is where it gets a little tricky, you guys. A little bit more. I wanted it to sit kind of up. Let's see. I want it to be, where is this? Oh, okay. Okay, come on. Come on, baby. All right. Now I'll leave it like that. I think that'll be fine. Need some soil. Nope. Nope. All right. I said I have my soil down here. Let's see. This is another plant that I think I'm going to put outside to you guys because I have it like it's sitting like in my dining room directly in front of one of my Sansi lights. And I know that this plant can get some beautiful sun stressing going on. So this probably will be, I'm making a bigger mess, one of the plants that I put on my front porch. And I'm knocking off some of the babies, but it's okay because, you know, you can put the leaves back into the soil and it'll grow a whole nother plant. As long as I give it good light and I try to be mindful of my watering, I don't overwater this plant at all. It's pretty much in a good spot. Let's see how I'm going to get the, I swear it gets a little tricky. It's not tricky, but trying to get it to be supported. I don't need this leca in there. I forgot some of this soil amendment I have. I have leca now. I've been kind of removing my leca from there because I've been wanting to use it to rehab some of my plants. The leca for me is really good with doing that. Creating good roots for your plants. Y'all use leca out there in the plant world. I am knocking the leaves off left and right. Pam. Pam, Pam, Pam. Jeez. Well, I have a good little bit going on here. I'm going to have to just... Yeah, like, see, look, I had put this one in that fell, and it grew the little, you'll see the little babies. It has a little bit of root in there. Let me see if I can just stick it. That was a while back. They have fine roots. I believe it's a fine root system going on. Let's see. I don't know if y'all hear that sound. It sounds very therapeutic to me, though. I can hear like nature outside. Because like I said, I have some of the windows open in here. And so far I've heard like actual woodpeckers and beautiful sounding birds. Super relaxing. Super relaxing. Okay. So I will probably let it settle for a day, and then I'll probably give it some water because I'm going to put these. And the good part about it is you don't even have to sit them in here standing up. You could actually just lay them in the soil and they'll just take effect. So I think that's what I'll do with some. They'll either take or they won't, but it can't hurt just by putting it in the soil. Let me just lay some right here because it is kind of bald right here. Well, this one feels mushy, so I'm not going to use that one. It's nice and firm. Just stick it in the soil. Give it good lighting. And it should be okay. And I mean, the best part of all is now it's sitting without it tilting over. So moving on to the last plant. Now, I want to know, how are you doing? Comment below. Let me know how you guys are doing. How's your plant collection going? Are you having any struggles? Are you too anticipating the growing season? If so, why? I would love to know. Last plant. My beautiful jade plant, which I do not talk a lot about that often on my channel. Very beautiful plant. I want to put it in a terracotta pot. I just think it'll look better. And I want to get it out of this plastic pot that it's been in ever since I had the plant. So let's see. I don't even think I need to. Let me just turn it upside down. I can feel like I feel some robustness going on. But I don't think it's root bound. Yeah. See, it's not root bound. I just want to put it in my terracotta that I love so much. And I think that it looks better in here. Yeah, I think it looks better in here. And I'll just backfill it. And I'm not sure. I think I might go ahead and put some top dressing on this one as well. I don't know. Yeah. Also, too, you guys, you know I've been trying my best to work out on new content here and there. I'm just making messes left and right. New content here and there in regards to the channel. And I am working on a new series, Plant Triage. One of you guys, which I'm super excited, already sent me some photos of a plant that may be ailing a little bit in your collection. I am going to do it, you guys. It's just my life just took over, and man, it's just been an uphill battle, and I'm working on some things to actually get it like under control, as far as so I can move forward with doing some of these videos that I want to do so very much. So yeah. Okay guys, sorry about that. My phone had the the recording apparatus on me died, so I had to take a little quick break, fix that, and come back. If you see the difference, but it's a little later. Not that much later, so I kind of like stopped what I was doing. I'm still finishing potting this up. I want to put a little bit more soil in here. One of the things that I was talking about is actually the idea that I had for the plant triage. And give me a second, you guys, because it just looks a little crazy to me. Okay, I guess we're going to have to deal with that. But my plant triage, and one of you have already sent me a photo, and I still plan on doing that. It's just that, as I made a mention, life was getting in the way, you guys. I had a lot of things on my plate, and there's certain things that I wanted to do for this particular series that I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. But hang tight. I still plan on doing that. And you guys also too, if you want to become part of that series, it's the same, I guess, step that we would have with the plant lounge. For those of you who have participated, you can just send me a message on Instagram, pick between 1 to 2 photos of, it could be actually multiple photos if you want to, but no more than 2 plants that you may be having struggling issues with. I'll share it with the plant community. I'll share some of my ideas and thoughts behind it, as well as encourage everyone in this beautiful plant community to chime in and help one another as far as how we can get our plants to not only be happy, but healthy and thriving as well. So if you're interested in that, please do so. I encourage y'all to participate. I think together we can learn a lot from one another. We can learn a lot from growing habits and different areas in the world, and how we grow our plants, I think, is extremely important. So I love this plant, you guys. It looks very cool in here. I think I am going to put the top dressing in here because I'm just getting into that. I think it'll look nice. And the good part about it is no leaves fell this time, which was amazing. And I want to share with you guys this. One of the leaves did fall back some time ago. I cannot remember, honestly. And I put it in here, and this little tree structure, baby, can y'all see it? I think it's so, you see this little tree structure kind of shot out. And there's also a little one right here. Can't really see because the leaves is big, but I think it's pretty cool. And I had this plant, I would say, 2 years now. Got it from Home Depot. Took me a long time for me to actually get it. You guys, I was on the fence of whether or not to actually get this plant to add it in my collection, because it was a jade plant. I thought I was going to kill it, especially back in that time, because I don't think I had a grasp on my individual watering style. I think I was a little bit all over the place in regards to that. Yeah, so, but now I've learned some things over the years, and you know, my confidence get a little bit better, and you want to try different specimens of plants, I think, which is super cool. Want to challenge ourselves a little bit, which is really cool for me. I think me doing this plant hobby as well as this channel, I've learned so much. One of the things I've learned is, I gotta honestly say, is there's a lot of cool people in the world, which is very touching for me, honestly, because, you know, I don't know. I don't want to, you know, I try to stay positive on this channel, but in reality, the reality of the situation is sometimes things is not always as positive, and I've seen a lot of ugly in the world, to say the least. For me personally, I have. And, well, anyway, when I get a chance to actually see beauty in the world by beautiful people, it really is a treat. And I'm making a mess. I got dropsies, boy. I'm telling you, I don't want to lose these pebbles, boy. Because even, I don't even know how much I spent for this. And I think that buying these pebbles from Michael's, it was a little splurge. I probably could have got something similar, probably at like a Family Dollar. But I like the different colors, shapes. It was just something about these. I just said, you know what? Bite the bullet. Sometimes life is about getting some of the things that you want, if you're able to get them, and if it's a little pricey, maybe be willing to spend on it without it being ridiculous, I guess. Depending on your definition of ridiculousness. Okay, so yeah, I think I like the way it looked. You know, it's not that the stones are so decorative and so beautiful and splashy. It's just, I don't know, it's really giving it a finished look to me. And I honestly feel like because these pebbles are so, see that they're so tiny and fine, I don't think they're going to be like, I don't have it over here. I thought I did. They're not going to be like those other stones that kind of like hold the moisture in, I don't think. I think this is just going to go right through and dry out nicely. But I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all think I should have did that or not? Well, anyway, it's, yeah. Well, I always ask you guys opinions because your opinions do matter. But at the same time, too, to be honest, I'm just going with my vibe. I know that me asking questions like this, open-ended questions, can always open the door for maybe some form of negativity or something along those lines. And I really haven't had very much of that since I've been dealing with everybody on this channel. So I'm very appreciative of that, and I hope that stays that way. But yeah, I think this is cool. This is going to go back right into my kitchen window, because I made sure this pot was not too big or wide where it wouldn't stay on the ledge, and it fits perfectly still underneath my little clear watering catcher that I have. And I do believe that when the weather breaks, this baby will go outside, because I can see subtle sun stresses in it from just the subtle light that it is receiving from the window. But I just believe that if it gets more light, the beautiful hues on here will be just miraculous. And I am just so excited to see. I haven't even chopped this. It's only just right now just 2 big main stalks. And I kind of like this. It's like having a mind of its own. Now, I know I could probably chop it here and there if I wanted it to branch out, but I don't know. The jury is out on that. I'm not quite sure if I want to do that just yet. I know that if I do, watch out, I will have to probably move this baby out of my windowsill. So yeah, this just, like I said, was a spare of the moment video, you guys. I just wanted to bring you guys along a little bit more. I'm trying to work on bringing you along with more of my chores that I do in regards to my plants throughout the day here and there, if I am able to. Sometimes I just don't, honestly, I just don't have the time, because y'all have no idea the setup time that it takes to set up and prepare to do just our basic chores. So yeah, so y'all also let me know. I plan on doing like an update video, just kind of like showing you what's going on with my plant collection, any changes that I may have made. I have brought some plants, you guys, that I don't think I've shared with you. And I probably plan on doing that as well for another video. Y'all let me know if that's something seemed like something interesting to you. And I'm cleaning up. I want to show you guys what this plant looks like. Give me a few minutes. I just want to clean my space. You know me and this cleanliness. Give me a second. Okay, guys. So here it is. I just cleaned up a bit, and I sprayed it down with some water and gave it a little drink so it can get acclimated, and it's draining, as you can see. So it's settled. So before I end this video, you guys, like I said before, I wanted to go ahead and probably do another video somewhere in the near future of plant updates, whether it's good, bad. Just want to share with you guys just some highlights of my plant collection without giving you a full tour, if that makes sense. So what I want to do before I end the video, I do have two little, I guess, end of the video treat for those of you who stuck it out, and those of you who have been watching me to the end get a little special treat. I'm going to show you guys one little plant update as well as one plant addition to my collection. And if you have not, guys, subscribe. I don't know why you haven't, but remember to hit that subscribe button. That'll help me out. First update is my beautiful Monstera elbow, and that I've had it. I got this plant in December. Here it is, March. So for 3 months, I've had it for 3 months, and I'm super excited because, one, I'm glad that the roots have established itself. I brought this as a 2-leaf kind of non-rooting cutting, and it has rooted. And I brought this from Plant the Studio. I think they had a sale where they were selling cuttings back in December, and yeah, I just took a chance. I usually don't buy cuttings and things like that, or even try unrooted ones, but I just took a chance because Monsteras are typically known to be robust as far, and I just took a chance, and I said, you know what, because I just can't afford the actual full plant for this particular one. And so like I said, I'm happy to report, you see that? And I don't know if y'all can see the root system that's growing in here. So I'm super excited. And the cherry on top, you guys, it is finally starting to grow, I guess, another leaf that's about to emerge. And as you can see, it's so beautiful. The stem itself is beautifully variegated. And I have this in, and I wanted to keep it in a clear pot so I can keep my eye on it. And I know that sometimes they can be prone to root rot. So I've definitely made sure that this was in an extremely airy mix. It is topped off, or it has cocoa chips on it as well. I had put this rock on top to kind of encourage, see this root right here? I was trying to encourage it to grow down into the soil. That was my thought by putting the rock in there, so it wouldn't try to grow out of the pot, but more or less to encourage it to grow down. And hopefully it will, and get established. And then once I see that the root system has really taken off, which it does look like it's on a very good start, I might put this up on some kind of a, I don't know if a pole, but probably I might do another like branch situation like I did with my original Monstera, just for the aesthetic of it. You know, the leaves are beautiful by itself, so even if they stayed like this, I wouldn't be mad at it. So yeah, this is my update and my plant addition. This is Euphorbia millii, you guys. And for those of you, if you know me already, y'all know I've been really getting into euphorbias. I love them. I have the Amac variety one. I believe I have my Trigona African milk tree. I also have, is it the chocolate drop one, I think, as well. And they're so beautiful. They look like cactus, but they're succulents. They're very well, easy to take care of. And I knew about this plant for some time, just never came across it. And I think I got this one from Gabriella Plants. She was actually selling them for a very reasonable price. And I said, I jumped on it. And if you are one that love flowers or really appreciate blooms, even though I've had it for a very short period of time. I do recommend getting this, especially for those of you who love those blooms on Hoyas, but you know, you're still waiting for your very special Hoya to bloom for you. This will hold you over in the meantime until they decide they want to bloom. You know what I mean? But look at this. I hear that they bloom throughout the year, which I think will be very good for me mentally on those gloomy days, especially when we're in a non-growing season, to see these pops of color here in your collection are very beautiful. And what's so cool about it, of course, is the actual stalk of the plant. It has sticks, like cacti type structure, if you can see. Very cool. I just potted it up in this planter. I think it plays very well with the color and the structure of it. One of the things that I have learned so far about this plant in regards to euphorbia is that out of all my euphorbias that I have, this one is a little bit more thirstier. And I definitely can tell that it needs a drink of water. It really communicates well in regards to that because of the beautiful leaves. I'll notice that it will droop down, as well as the blooms itself will slightly droop down, and I give it some water, which was another reason why I put it in this planter. When I brought it, it was actually in a 4-inch pot, you guys, and like I said, I just recently potted this up. I gave it a drink, and it's staying hydrated a little bit longer. And she is thriving in my sunroom so far. I don't think I will put her outside. I think I'm going to leave her in the sunroom when summertime comes, because it's a lot of ample light in here. And I'm just going to see, because I hear that the leaves can sun stress in a beautiful color. So I'm super excited to see what this girly can do. So yeah, that pretty much ends my video here. You got to see my update. Comment below and let me know if you have these plants in your collection and how much you love them so, because I'm quite sure you're loving on them, or they're not loving on you, depending on what's going on with them. And I would love for you guys to share. So keep in mind, if you love foliage as much as I do, and you love listening to planty things, and if you haven't subscribed, shame on you if you haven't, but help me out and subscribe. It's fun, it's free. Why not, you know? Push those thumbs up, you guys. I appreciate your support any and everywhere. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. And until next time, guys, much love. See you later.